Hey guys, Sean here and welcome to the F1 Word. Now Sebastian Vettel is a 4-time Formula 1 world champion, yet for whatever reason some refuse to accept him as one of the all-time greats. But is that fair, and does the German deserve more respect than he gets from some? I probably should say apologies in advance if this gets a little bit ranty, but the stick that he gets and the lack of respect, or perhaps it's maybe fairer to say the lack of recognition he gets for his achievements, really does wind me up. And if you want to call me a fanboy at the end of this, then go ahead, I don't care, because that's not what this is at all. First up, let's start with the obvious. Does he make mistakes? Yeah, he does. Of course he does, and doesn't everybody? He had a very sloppy 2018 in the end, and that's despite a strong start to the year. He made far too many mistakes, there's no getting away from that, and ultimately that went a long way to costing him the world title. He made mistakes in 2017 and made one hell of a stupid move in Baku that year as well. And he was 100% rightly criticised for those errors, as should be the case for all drivers who may find themselves in a similar position. He threw 2018 away and has nobody to blame but himself. Well, Ferrari have to take a chunk of the blame as well, of course, but I think you know what I mean. However, that does not define who he is as a racing driver. Fact. The guy won 4 titles back-to-back for God's sake from 2010 to 2013 and dominated in 2011 and 2013. He saw off Fernando Alonso twice. Yeah, that Ferrari was crap, let's be honest, and Fernando outdrove it, but still. And in 2010, Seb didn't even lead the championship until he crossed the line to win it, beating Alonso, teammate Webber, and outsider Lewis Hamilton to the crown. Not bad for a driver who, according to some at least, has never had to fight to win a title. I suppose this is the point where people are shouting, oh yes, but Sean, he did have the best car. To which I say, yeah, and? I must have missed the titles that Marc Genet won for Minardi or that Heikki Kovalainen won for Caterham. Alright, yeah, they are very exaggerated examples, but as I've said so many times, in order to win a world championship, you have to have one of, if not the fastest car. Now I'll say that again, one of the fastest. We have seen titles won before with the third fastest, the second fastest, whatever, but they are still one of the fastest. It is about maximising that opportunity and taking the chance presented to you. If it was all about the car, Mark Webber would have been right up Vettel's backside every single season and would have finished runner-up at least once or twice, but that never happened though. Okay, yes, there was preferential treatment for Seb at Red Bull. However, there was a lot more of that at Ferrari when Michael Schumacher was dominating, and Rubens Barrichello was much more, dare I say, obedient as a number 2 driver. But even he finished runner-up in 2002 and 2004. Look, the point I'm making in a very long-winded way is that if it was all down to the car, his teammate would have been right there with him. Yes, absolutely, 100%, that Red Bull was a huge part of why he was able to win the titles, absolutely. It was the same though for Senna, for Prost, for Schumacher, Hamilton, I could go on. I do not care what anyone says, it was not all about that car. I just think there is a huge lack of respect there from some quarters, and yes, respect has to be earned, but surely he's done that. He debuted back in 2007 and since then has picked up 55 pole positions, 52 wins, 111 podiums and 4 world titles. Oh, and of course, let's not forget he won a race in a Toro Rosso. Alright, conditions and setup helped him out, but he's still winning a car that was never expected to be anywhere near a winning car. And in all fairness, he outdrove that pretty much all year. Back to the point though, yes, he has made mistakes, and yes, he has made some pretty stupid moves, again looking at Baku in 2017. Perhaps when I say this, I'm cutting people who refuse to accept that he's a good driver a little bit too much slack, but maybe the reason he does get so much stick is because the last 2 seasons are a lot more recent than his last title, and so people are fixating on that rather than looking at his career as a whole, if that makes sense. However you feel about Sebastian Vettel though, there is no denying that 2019 is a massive year for him. He's lost Kimi Raikkonen, a teammate who was very much a safety net, if you like. Someone who wouldn't rock the boat too much and now has a young driver out to make a point. A driver who many believe Ferrari are pinning their long-term hopes on. There is also a change at the helm and perhaps Ferrari's new team principal will be less forgiving than his predecessor. So Seb just cannot afford to make the number of mistakes he made in 2018 and frankly, I think he needs to win the title. I'm expecting Ferrari will be very strong this coming season, possibly the team to beat, and they are not going to wait forever for championship glory. Really, his time is running out. Don't forget his contract is up at the end of next year, and if he can't deliver that title, the Scuderia could well let him go. I mean, I'll talk more about his 2019 when I get to the pre-season content, but I genuinely do feel he could take the title this year. You've got Charles Leclerc coming in and a change of management as well, and that could well be the kick up the backside he needs to find form again. But then again, if there's pressure as we saw in 2018, will he crack again? Like I say though, that's probably a topic for another video. I guess to take all my ranty, fragmented points and summarise them, Sebastian Vettel gets a lot of stick. Some of it is very much deserved because of the mistakes he has made over the last 2 years. I don't dispute that. but he also does not get the respect from some that he deserves as well. I must emphasise the word some there, because it's not everyone. The vast majority of unbiased people can see that he is a fantastic racing driver and is thoroughly deserving of his world titles and his wins. All of his achievements, really. And he absolutely deserves a damn sight more respect and a damn sight more recognition for them. I'm saying all of this from a British perspective. Maybe other countries in the world he does get a lot more respect and he does get more recognition, but over here he gets slated a damn sight more than he gets praised. Where will he rank among the greats come the end of his career? Well, as many of you know, I like to know a driver's final stats and records as well as the legacy they leave behind when they retire before I start ranking them. But he will surely be well within most people's top 10. Ultimately, whether it's liked by people or not, he absolutely should be talked about as one of the best of all time. I'll be honest, he's probably not the best for me, but certainly with 4 World Championship titles to his name, he is one of the best. And as I've already said, well within that top 10. That is it then for this video, and in the comments section down below, let me know your thoughts on Sebastian Vettel. Do you think he deserves more respect and more recognition? Do you perhaps disagree and don't rate him all that highly? And do you think he will end Ferrari's title drought in 2019? Now, I will be back soon with more content as ever, but in the meantime, you can follow me over on social media. Links to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and to Discord are all in the description down below. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean, this has been the F1 Word, and until next time, goodbye.